Breaking news now at 11. Live pictures of a massive water main break that's causing some major problems in Tremont. Look at that.
Ice freezing up everywhere. We're talking about West 14th between Brewer and Castle Avenues. They are closed. Clark is also closed between West 12th and West 16th. This is obviously making a huge mess, so avoid that area altogether.
Brian Duffy is en route. He'll have more information as soon as possible. But again, areas closed in Tremont, so stay away if possible. My goodness. Well, our coverage of the deep freeze continues at 11, not only with Brian, Aaron Logan, and Lydia Sparra as well.
But we begin with the First Alert weather team, meteorologists Jason, Nicholas, and Sam Roberts joining us tonight in this deep freeze.
Yeah, it's been quite a day, Sam. Now officially 15 straight hours of below zero temperatures, but that's really only half the part.
Yeah, the wind chill is making it feel awful, right? If you're outside with exposed skin, you don't have on gloves, or your face isn't covered, you're going to freeze up quickly.
Boy, and you see those pictures out of Tremont, too. That is going to become a complete ice rink. So, boy, tough for those folks out there tonight. All right, First Alert weather days in effect here tonight. And then as we head through the day tomorrow as well, take a look here. Life-threatening cold, as Sam just mentioned, below zero temperatures, 15 straight hours now in Cleveland of below zero temperatures. Wind chills to 30 or 35 below. Again, that means you could get frostbite in only moments, 10 minutes or less. Wind chill warning in effect overnight and tomorrow morning before it is allowed to expire by tomorrow afternoon. But still, several more hours of this dangerous cold. Take a look here at our temperatures, which are at or below zero, 1 below right now in Cleveland, 9 below Sandusky. So this little wedge of cold air across the west and wind chills, the number on the bottom, 15 to 30 or 35 below. Now the wider picture shows Chicago now down to 17. That cold will not make it this far. However, see the purple right here? That's temperatures 10 below or colder. That will begin to wedge in, so I would suspect we'll fall a few more degrees overnight. But the good news is this cold core of super Arctic air eventually retreats as we head through late tomorrow into Friday. Still cold though tomorrow. The weather impact is an 8 out of 10. And notice those air temperatures well below zero. Coming up at 11:18, we'll talk about how long the cold will last and a big warm up coming soon. But of course, tomorrow morning, wind chills. Wind chills will be a huge issue. Let's take a look at neighborhood wind chills with our wind chill tracker and Sam.
Yeah, if you have to be out and about early tomorrow, maybe you don't work for a school system, or maybe you just have to go to work, you know, we can't all just call in because it's cold outside. You're going to be dealing with a really low temperatures below zero, and then of course that wind making it feel even worse, and that's on your exposed skin. Okay, so if your hands aren't covered up, we're just talking about this, or your forehead if you don't wear a hat, even good to cover up your chin and mouth in these kind of conditions. Minus 22 for a wind chill around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning in Strongsville. 19 below Peninsula if you're joining us from Ashland. When you wake up tomorrow morning, that wind chill as low as 24 degrees below zero. Out in the snow belt, same thing. Burton, good evening to you. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, feeling like minus 23. And if you're down around Maslin or Canton, your wind chill early tomorrow morning around minus 20.
We've seen some pretty harsh conditions. Now imagine in this cold, inescapable, living in a home, missing windows.
Well, that is the nightmare for one family. Our Aaron Logan is here now with what they're trying to do to stay warm tonight. Aaron.
Tiffany and Chris, other than blankets, it has been a tough day for this family. Better yet, a tough few months. That's how long they've been living with boarded up windows. But tonight, as you can imagine, just unbearable.
Were bullets running everywhere, and they came through my house, through this window right here, all the way right here, the bullet hole.
Then through the kitchen cabinet and out this back window. Elise Brown says that's what happened in front of her Case Court apartment in Cleveland back in August. Since then, these two windows have been boarded up, making things difficult in this deep freeze.
I feel like it's like we're outside. It's just out of control, you know, they don't come fix nothing.
Brown says she called Cuyahoga Metro Housing Authority to report the damage just after the shooting, and someone came over to board up the windows. Then they came back to take measurements, but 5 months later, still no repairs. This is about the only way Brown and her little ones have been able to get through the day, cuddling and spending quality time together. But she says enough is enough.
Me and my kids cannot stand to be downstairs. We have to warm up with the oven, which is very dangerous. And I just want them to do what they got to do to fix where I live at. I pay my rent faithfully.
It's not just the cold that has her concerned.
You know, we feel unsafe. My kids has been traumatized by all the stuff going around here.
Now, we reached out to Cuyahoga Metro Housing Authority. They gave us a statement that says, in part, CMHA is aware of the situation and has been to the unit. We are working to assess and address the residents' concerns. We confirm the unit is secure and it has heat. Throughout the day, our staff has been performing wellness checks on our residents, and we have opened our community centers. Getting Answers, Erin Logan, Cleveland 19 News.
Have you heard a loud popping noise in your home the last couple of days?
Heard a lot of different noises. If you have, though, you're not alone. Brian Duffy explaining what's going on.
Most of our homes are built with wood, trusses, and plywood, and that wood in this bitter cold has a tendency to contract. Vince Valentino, the owner of the Cleveland Lumber Company, had a first-hand experience with this around 4:30 this morning.
There's all of a sudden just a loud pop noise. And I know what it is because, but it still got you out of bed. It was pretty loud.
Valentino explained it's give and take in the frame of your home as moisture levels change in the wood, depending on the temperature. It can even happen on your deck or with your hardwood floor.
Two pieces of wood come together, flooring or something, it just binds up and pops.
And that pop can be pretty loud. And for most people, that is pretty startling, especially if it wakes you up in the middle of the night.
It's nothing dangerous. It's mostly just, the noise that you're going to hear. It's not critical. It doesn't mean anything is falling apart. It just means that it's moving.
So you may not have a major problem with the frame of your home, but in some cases, you may have to go out and get some drywall mud and drywall screws. You might need to fix some drywall pops or seam damage.
The wood is moving. The screw or nail is holding the drywall together. The lumber shifts. The nail doesn't move and it pops the drywall.
Brian Duffy, Cleveland 19.
And in the deep freeze, there are those who either choose to live outdoors or have nowhere else to go.
But a group of men make sure they have what they need to survive through the night. Our Lydia Sparrow drove along with them as they help those in need. Lydia.
Yeah, these guys are really doing God's work. Right now we're in front of the homeless shelter, the men's shelter here on Lakeside. And yeah, a lot of people choose not to come here. But for these guys who help out, they go out in the rain, in shine, even in the deep freeze, just to keep the homeless safe.
On a normal day, we do about 18 stops.
Stops on a day like this with minus 12 wind chill. The St. Paschal Baylon Night Riders, their motto, opening our hearts and these doors to those in need. And as we drive around, we see the need. They offer the homeless a warm meal and
they get clothes, so they get socks and underwear and hoodies and jeans and T-shirts, blankets.
This man.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Is this cold for you now?
I've seen it colder around here before.
Is here every Wednesday and says the Night Riders are saints.
I'd be dead by now if it wasn't for these guys. I've been living back here off and on for 40 years.
We go next to Marginal Road. Ken lives in the woods and doesn't speak, though through hand signals, he's able to tell me he doesn't want to go to a shelter. This is very common, says Tom Ambrogio.
They feel safer on the street than they do in a shelter. And in the shelter, they feel they'll lose what little they have.
The Night Riders give them what they need to survive the night.
This is the life he wants. I mean, that's his choice.
A choice to live in the cold, Federico's choice near the home of the Browns. You see his place as you take the ramp to the game. You checked inside.
Yeah, I did.
He's not home.
He's not home. But you can see he's got it all insulated.
So, this is a good thing he's not there.
Yes, it is.
The Night Riders just pray he went indoors, at least for this Wednesday. Gosh, these guys are really angels. They've been on their mission now for 11 years. And of course, in one of their visits, they did lose somebody that they had found frozen by the cold. So they're hoping that that doesn't happen again. Live in Cleveland, Lydia Swire, Cleveland 19.
I want to go back to our breaking news we showed you at the top of the newscast. Look at this, that huge water main break in the Tremont area. Those are live pictures you're looking at right now.
That's out of control. The water started gushing out of there around 9:45. There are several closures in the area. Police are asking if you can avoid the area, please do so near West 14th. But Tiffany, this is bad news because those temperatures are going to keep plummeting overnight.
And certainly crews have to deal with this, trying to figure out how they're going to deal with this situation. It's been going on since about 9:45 tonight, and it hasn't stopped, as you see right here.
Yeah, so this situation isn't going to resolve itself anytime soon. We're going to hand the baton, so to speak, to our morning team. They're already working on stories for tomorrow. Jamie's going to have your traffic. Jeff will keep you posted on the temperatures. Of course, Neha and Julian.
Manage it. Now, it's going to cost you. It's expected to range around $3,000 when it hits store shelves this summer.
I enjoy mowing.
Yes. So you wouldn't be getting one of those. No.
All right, we've heard the stories all week about companies having employees work from home due to all this cold.
For one business, workers actually escaping the brutal weather by going into work. We're talking about the crews in the cold storage business. Inside, it's a balmy 35 degrees.
If I could open up the window in those freezers and save some energy today and pull in some of that cold air like tonight, I could do that. I would love to do that on our energy bill.
Yeah, these guys are in Des Moines, Iowa. No matter the weather, they move about 800,000 pounds of refrigerated product every day.
All right, another cold night ahead. In fact, tomorrow morning likely colder than what we saw this morning. Widespread below zero temperatures and wind chill values 20 to 30 below zero. Of course, our Weather Spotter network is up and running. We've been talking to folks throughout northern Ohio here through the day today, getting firsthand reports of how cold it is. And one of those now is on our line currently. Leslie Moore from Kenmore down in the Akron area. Leslie, first and foremost, thanks for staying up late with us. And secondly, what's the current temperature where you are?
It is now -2.
Ooh, -2. And you add to that wind chill, most likely 20 to 25 below. How did you stay warm today? What did you do?
My boss canceled our job for today and tomorrow, so we got to stay home today. So I stayed home and cleaned my house and got caught up things here at home.
And plans for tomorrow, because it's going to be another cold one tomorrow. What are you thinking?
Probably the same thing. Just finishing up what I didn't get done today and go back to work on Friday.
All right, Leslie Moore, thank you so much. Sleep well, stay warm. A 19 First Alert Weather Spotter. We had more than 250 reports on my Facebook page today about temperatures, and all were basically at or below zero. Leslie, thanks a lot. All right, let's bring in right now our wind chill warning. Again, this is overnight as we head through the morning hours tomorrow. Notice right now we're at 1 below down Akron Way, 3 below. Leslie said 2 below in Kenmore, 3 below right now in Worcester, Mansfield, same deal. Look at Sandusky, 9 below. This is kind of the surge of that super cold air here. Chicago's at 17 below. They'll likely be 20 to 25 below tonight. And notice the core of the cold eventually will begin to retreat and move north and east, and do it rather quickly as we head through Friday into the upcoming weekend. All right, take a look. Lauren Thompson down in Worcester, currently 4 below there, 24 degrees below zero, the wind chill. Lauren, one of our weather spotters today. And of course, our buddy John, who helps us out during severe weather in Cuyahoga Falls. He had a low today of 6 below, and the coldest wind chill he had was 27 below zero. So we're looking at widespread wind chills, dangerously cold. All right, take a look at our morning commute forecast tomorrow. We'll be around 5 below, perhaps 6 below. The record for tomorrow, by the way, is 5 below, so we could break that record overnight. And then through the afternoon, highs only 6 or 7 degrees. A very cold day tomorrow. Notice we're overnight lows tonight, well below zero. We already have 15 straight hours of below zero temperatures in Cleveland. We'll add to that overnight. And then finally by lunchtime tomorrow or early afternoon, we rise above freezing. The record for consecutive hours below freezing, by the way, 25 years ago, we had 57 straight hours. We'll probably be around 25 to 30 for this one. Then tomorrow night, we're relatively quiet, a little warmer south and west with the clouds. Notice the snow coming in. We could see a quick inch or two overnight across the south and west. Friday morning, we're above zero. This is progress. And then notice Friday afternoon, wow, temperatures approaching 20 or even 25 degrees as we dry things out. Wind chill tracker obviously key for school closings. We have so many of them for tomorrow. Notice here 20 to 30 below zero, especially west and along the lake shore. And then notice for Friday morning, yes, we're still going to be at or below zero with our wind chills, but not nearly as brutal as what we saw this morning throughout the day today, and also tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. So it's a good bet. Friday, the kids may have to go back to school. And then we look at our warming trend. Look at the weekend. This is the Arctic air that we're dealing with right now. We push it way north, and that's just the beginning. A milder day Saturday and Sunday, and then we really push that stuff north as we tap into temperatures well into the 50s on Monday. In fact, Sam and I were just looking at some data on Monday, actually showed us in the 60s. We're going to kind of keep that calm for now and keep us in the low to mid 50s. Not go crazy here. 6 below tonight. That would be a record low. Brutal cold. High temperatures tomorrow near 6. Frigid with those wind chills to 30 below, especially early on. Remember that wind chill warning only goes until 4 tomorrow, and then we expire it. Start feeling a little bit better. 21 on Friday with some morning snow. Again, Mansfield south and west could see an inch or two. How about a 40 or so on Saturday? And then warmer with some afternoon, or I should say morning rain on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. High temperatures near 50. And then there's the warm day Monday. But with the warmth, temps in the 50s, we'll watch out for some flooding, especially ice jam flooding. We'll watch for that very closely end of the week into early next week.
All right, we want to continue our breaking news. We've been telling you about that huge water main break. It's been going on now for more than an hour and a half in Tremont.
That's right. Brian Duffy now on the scene. Brian, we've seen the images. How bad is it in person?
Well, this, I can tell you right now, guys, this really has gone from bad to worse. I just had the opportunity to speak with Cleveland police officers. They now tell me that 490 is closed. 490 runs under West 14th. We're standing on West 14th right here. You can see the water just gushing out at the water main break. 490 east and westbound is closed because the water is seeping and going over the bridge down onto 490, and they're getting icing conditions down there as we speak. If it's not closed yet, it is going to be in the next couple of minutes. The police officer also told me, avoid this area at all costs. Do not even think about driving through this area. They've got major problems going on because they've got residents in homes where this water is gushing, and they could be in some danger. Police have closed West 14th. We're on West 14th. You can see that it is closed behind me. It's closed between Bueller Avenue and Castle Avenue, and Clark Avenue is closed between West 12th and West 16th. Police tell me they are going home to home, alerting residents in the area that they should be aware of what's going on, and this water main break in these bitter cold temperatures obviously can cause major problems, because it will not take long at all before that water starts to freeze and brings up even more issues than what we're dealing with now. But the breaking news, the latest information, we have 490 completely closed east and west. 490 under East 14th Street, so don't even bother with 490. Take a different route if you absolutely have to go somewhere tonight. Cleveland Water, we were just off the phone with them as we made our way out here. They tell us they are aware of the situation, and they are scrambling crews to get them on the scene to see what they can do about getting this shut down. The main announcement here, if you need help, if you're living in this area and you're worried about water coming up to your home, the police say to call 911 immediately, and they will get to your home as quickly as they can to help you out. Reporting live in Tremont, I'm Brian Duffy, Cleveland 19 News.
We're going to be covering this one. You know, we do have it bad, but at least we had a little bit of sunshine today. How about in Erie, just up I-90? Wind chills just like us, around 20 to 25 below, but they had lake effect snow mixed in. Just a few inches of snow to add to the misery of this deep freeze. And how about this? Look at that. That's not a low cloud deck. That's steam coming off Lake Michigan right by Chicago. An airline passenger posted the video to Instagram, all on their way in. Experts say this happens when below zero temperatures mix with slightly warmer air over the lake. Minus 15 this morning in the Windy City. All right, one thing to keep in mind as the deep freeze unfolds, we got people volunteering, helping out their fellow man, heroes emerging.
We want to hear your stories of people who went above and beyond to help others get through this